Hi everybody, welcome to our next sing-along. This week we're going to be focusing on opposites. So things like loud and soft, fast and slow, up and down, and a couple of others. Before we start, I'm going to demonstrate how to create this week's instrument. This week we're going to be making a paper plate shaker. This is one of my favorite crafts to do with little ones. You can actually have them decorate the plate before the outside of the plate, bottom of the plate, before you make it. Mine is going to be plain for now, but you can decorate it before if you're going to be doing coloring on it. If you're going to just do stickers or something like that, you can do it after. But what you're going to do is you're going to fold your plate in half after it's decorated, and you're going to staple around the edge. You could use tape if you wanted to. I find that staples hold the stuff in better. So if you don't have a stapler at home, that would work too. Whoops. Okay, so once that's all stapled most of the way around, you're going to fill your plate. Now I have a little bit of a hole there, so I'm going to fill that up first. But you're going to fill your plate with something that shakes. So I'm using popcorn today. You can do beans or beads if you have beads like pony beads or something like that. You could do rice. Rice might be a little tricky because I don't know if you can see through, but you can see kind of how there's little holes in there. So you don't want something teeny tiny like rice probably. Hopefully popcorn won't fall out the bottom. No, that's pretty good. Okay. All right, so the popcorn's in there. I didn't do too much, probably like a quarter of a cup. And finish stapling. Make sure you get all the way up around the edges so that you don't end up with a popcorn disaster here in your house. There we go. Okay, so now I've got it stapled all the way around. At this point, if you want to put tape so that your little ones aren't playing with the staples, that might be a good idea. And you can also tape streamers or ribbon or even jingle bells if you have them around the edges to make it a little bit more exciting. So right now I've just got a paper plate filled with popcorn seeds, and it makes a great shaker sound. So if you get this far, that's awesome. It'll make a great instrument. If you want to go ahead and do more, please feel free to do more. It's really fun to make these shakers, and they make a great home instrument if you are making home instruments with us. All right, so there's our paper plate shaker. We'll need that in a little bit. All right. So if you go ahead and make your shakers and come on back, and we will do our rest of our sing-along. Okay, here we go. Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello, can you stomp your feet? Hello, hello, can you stomp your feet? Can you reach up high? Can you touch your toes? Can you turn around? Can you say hello? Hello, hello, can you clap your hands? Hello, hello, can you sit down, please? All right, so our first song today is the Itsy Bitsy Spider. We're going to be doing a little spider, and then we're going to be doing a great big daddy spider as well. So big and small is our opposite for this song. The itsy bitsy spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the itsy bitsy spider went up the spout again. Let's try Great Big Daddy Spider this time. Here we go. The Great Big Daddy Spider went up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. And the great big daddy spider went up the spout again. All right. I have Mr. Penguin here. He's going to help us with a couple of bouncing songs and up and down songs. Our first one is called So Fast, So Fast. This is a lap bounce for little ones. If you are older and you want to do this with your stuffed animal, you can grab your stuffed animal. And if you're little and mom and dad is doing this with you, remember a tip is to turn your baby so that they can see how happy you are when you're doing these activities, the bouncing and the up and down ones as well. All right, so here's So Fast, So Fast. This song is, the opposites are fast and slow. So fast, the horses go, rickety chickety chick, you know. So fast, the horses go, rickety chick, he rides. But when he needs a little rest, we find that trotting is the best. When he needs a little rest, oh trip a trot, oh trip a trot, oh trip a trot. Whoa! I like doing that one a couple of times. When I do the whoa part, I usually grab legs here so that we can go up and back safely. Here we go. So fast, the horses go, rickety chickety chick, you know. So fast, the horses go, rickety chick, he rides. But when he needs a little rest, we find that trotting is the best. When he needs a little rest, oh trip a trot, oh trip a trot, oh trip a trot. Whoa! Good job, Penguin. We're going to need you again in a minute. All right. Open and shut. Those are opposites. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Give a little clap, clap, clap. Open them, shut them, open them, shut them. Lay them in your lap, lap, lap. Creep them, creep them, creep them, creep them. Right up to your chin, chin, chin. Open wide your little mouth, but do not let them in, in, in. You like that one too. Open and shut are opposite words. Okay. And here is Mr. Penguin. He's back. He's going to face me this time because we're going to do the elevator song. We've done this one in the last couple of weeks. The elevator song is up and down. We're going to do elevator and then the ship as well. Here we go. Oh, the city is great and the city is grand. There are lots of tall buildings on very little land. We live way up on the 37th floor. This is what we do when we go out the door. We take the elevator up and the elevator down. Elevator up and the elevator down. Elevator up and the elevator down. Then we turn around. Oh, the ocean is great and the ocean is grand. There are lots of tall ships on very little lands. We live down under on a hammock near the floor. This is what we do when we go out the door. We take the waves going up and the waves going down. The waves going up and the waves going down. The waves going up and the waves going down. Then we turn around. Thank you. You might be back in a minute. We have one more up and down song in a minute. All right, little mice go creeping. So these little mice and the big gray cat. Once again, we have a small and big opposites. Here we go. The little mice go creeping, creeping, creeping. The little mice go creeping all through the house. The big gray cat goes stomping, stomping, stomping. Big gray cat goes stomping all through the house. The little mice are scurrying, scurrying, scurrying. The little mice are scurrying all through the house. So we have little mice creeping, big gray cat stomping, and the little mice scurrying. And when I'm creeping, I'm just kind of doing a steady beat with my fingertips, right? The little mice go creeping, creeping, creeping. The little mice go creeping all through the house. The big gray cat goes stomping, stomping. stomping, stomping. The big gray cat goes stomping all through the house. The little mice are scurrying, scurrying, scurrying. The little mice scurrying all through the house. All right. Oh, the noble Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill and he marched them down again. This song is a song about ups and downs, and I love doing this song even with older kids. It just gets everybody up and moving like crazy. So you could, if you wanted to use your stuffed animal, you could go up and down like that. Or if you want to be really fancy, you could sit in a chair, preferably not a rolly chair like mine, but you can sit in a chair, and every time you say up, you're going to stand up, and every time you say down, you're going to sit down, like this. Oh, the noble Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up, and when you're down, you're down. But when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. Let's try that again with the stuffed animal. Oh, the noble Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when you're up, you're up, and when you're down, you're down. But when you're only halfway up, you're neither up nor down. So that's a great one to do with your stuffed animal or your baby. Or if you're a bigger kid, that's a really fun one to do in a chair. All right. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt is a loud and soft song. The next two songs we're going to do are loud and soft. And our story today is loud and soft too. So, well, I think I'll do this with that. So John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt gets loud, and then we do a whisper verse sometimes too. Here we are, ready? John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, la 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 la. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, la 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 la. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, la 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 la. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, his name is my name too. Whenever we go out, the people always shout, there goes John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, la 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 la. That's really fun, right? So you go really quiet and also really loud. All right. So today's instrument, we went through how to make it earlier. This is our paper plate shaker. It can be loud, or you can probably shake it really soft too. So this song, we're going to be using a piece of classical music called the Surprise Symphony, written by Joseph Haydn. And this song is quite long, so we're just going to do a little piece of it. But what we're going to do is we're going to use our shaker, and when the music is soft, like at the beginning, we're going to go really soft. And there will be a surprise when the music gets a little bit louder. So here we go. Now that was a little tricky, right? We couldn't get our shakers. I couldn't get my shaker to shake soft enough for that song. So maybe I'll try it. We can try it again, maybe with just going back and forth like this. And then when it gets really loud, and the surprising part, we'll shake it really loud. So we'll try that one more time. I think side to side will work pretty well. Let's give that a try. Ready? That's fun. That's a fun song to use when you're doing loud and soft. So remember that is the Surprise Symphony by Joseph Haydn. All right. Our story today is The Napping House. And while this story doesn't actually have a song to go along with it, it's a great story for teaching loud and soft. My copy of the book has a CD that comes with it, which is kind of cool. But I like reading the story just the way it is. This is The Napping House by Don Wood. And Audrey Wood. Audrey Wood, Don Wood, look at that. And this story gets very quiet, but then at the end, it'll be louder. So here it comes. There is a house, a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And in that house, there is a bed, a cozy bed in a napping house, where everyone is sleeping. And on that bed, there is a granny, a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that granny, there is a child, a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that child, there is a dog, a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that dog, there is a cat, a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that cat, there is a mouse, a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. And on that mouse, there is a flea. Can it be? A wakeful flea! On a slumbering mouse, on a snoozing cat, on a dreaming child, on a dozing dog, on a dreaming child, on a snoring granny, on a cozy bed in a napping house where everyone is sleeping. A wakeful flea who bites the mouse, who scares the cat, who claws the dog, who thumps the child, who bumps the granny, who breaks the bed in a napping house where now no one is sleeping. So there you go. That's The Napping House by Audrey and Don Wood. That's a really great story for louds and softs, which goes along with our opposite theme this week. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.